hear the voice of reason.
Yes, welcome to another edition of Tell It How It Is, No Filter. I am your host, Voice of Reason. Thanks for joining me. It's hot. You feel me? Like, I'm sweaty. I'm sweating. You know, I like to be real casual for the pod, but today is one of them days where this is what you're going to get. So it's not showing off. It's not thirst trap. Men really shouldn't get caught up in that, right? We shouldn't really have that thirst trap thing attached to us. If we alpha males that get it done, that shows results, not just our looks, even though health is wealth, right? Always got to drop a gem on you. So this is not a thirst trap. I can't wait for the comments. Not showing off. I'm hot. And I ain't done anyway. So even if you think I'm showing off, there's a lot more work to be done. Gym, health, etc. Let's go. Who's the real serpent? Women, men. Before Christ and recent. Oh, religion again. I can't go into details like that about before Christ. The whole Adam and Eve thing, I'm not really gonna try to take that on if I don't have all the facts, right? All the research, should I say. So before Christ, just to throw an opinion about it. Obviously, right, Eve is the one who was misbehaving, right? So I'm going to say the serpent back then was another man. But women mislead women every day. So it's still debatable that it could have been a woman. But just to stand with the fellas, sorry, ladies, I side with the fellas this time. I feel like the serpent before Christ was another man. If this just symbolically, like if we had to choose. Today's day and age, I feel like it's equal. I won't do that. I won't side in the present day. In the present day, the serpent could be a man or a woman. It's our weakness. So if we a man, a woman is a serpent. If y'all are women, for the women out there, a serpent is the man. So I don't think it's just one sex across the board. I think every scenario and every situation is different where you get lured in or misled or whatever negative energy, evil or not, that distracts you from your route. That could be man or woman. I won't play that game today, you know, and watch out for them. You know what I mean? Real serpents are not in favor for you. They're not for you. You shouldn't have nothing to do with a serpent. If you're on that side and evil is your thing, that won't co-sign here, but do your thing. But yeah, so it's pretty simple. I didn't go too crazy. The real serpent can be anyone, you know. For debatable sake, I said before Christ, I feel like the serpent was another man. Are there cases today where it could be more women serpents than men? I say slightly yes, because again, I feel like a woman could deceive another woman. Not saying men can't deceive other men, but I feel like in a larger scale, maybe. And that's not talking about preference neither. We ain't even gonna go there. So leave that be. So that's that for that. Watch how you handle me, fellas version. Guys, you've heard that plenty of times in the dating scene, right? When you dated women. Watch how you handle me. I've heard this so many times I lost count. When have we ever used it? But they emasculate us sometimes, because if we try to use any trend, saying, or tactic that a woman use, we're not being masculine in some cases, right? Is that fair? That ain't fair. So I say that to bring this to the fellas. Fellas, tell them, watch how you handle me. There's nice guys, right? And I'm a little bit against that. I want you to be a good guy, not a nice guy. A good guy, he does the right things because he wants to. In most cases, none of us is perfect. Nobody does good all the time, right? But like if their focus and their vision is to kind of live, you know what forces you if you want to not sound less masculine? What forces us to do good? Having kids, having a real career where you don't want to throw things away and risk things. That's what I mean by you got to be good after those things are in play. When that's your life, you should aim to do good most of the time. I said aim. I'm not going to sit here and act all polished like, trust me, we all have forgiveness to ask for. Anyway, but if you're doing the good things, you have the right to use a phrase like this. So it's like the men and the women, man, we too combative about things when we don't gotta be. It's like, you don't owe me. So that's why we get challenged on this phrase right here. Because let me speak as a general man for the fellas to the women. Women, tap in. Whatever I do for you on any scale, I'm talking about if it's a female relative, a female friend, a female lover, whatever. The good I do, you don't owe me for that. The watch how you handle me is to not take advantage of the fact that I do good, or to think that there's no limit and you can keep milking it and you don't show similar behavior. Nobody's tallying here. Sorry to say, I feel like women tally way more than men do. And if you argue with me about that, you know the type of men that tally like y'all? Bitch niggas. Excuse my French. Because who's tallying? I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying the energy gotta match. You feel me? It's like, I did this. Okay. I did this because I do good, or I try to. Okay, I felt that energy come back. And I feel like that person should feel like they're trying to do good. They're not doing it for me. You're not doing it for me. I bought you breakfast, you buy me lunch because he bought me breakfast. I bought you breakfast, you buy me lunch because you feel that's the right thing to do. What? Like, what are we talking about here? So fellas absolutely can use this phrase. Don't let them emasculate you. Watch how you handle me. That's not a manly saying. Maybe not. But we don't got to really verbalize it and throw it in their face. What we always did was just move accordingly. If you don't watch how you handle us, ladies, silence is golden. They just bust moves. Otherwise, oh, that's how, it's bad because I feel like no matter how promiscuous a woman is, she eventually is weak for said man that she keeps giving her body to, and emotions are growing. So fellas, when we go there with women and we already decided how we moving with them, case in point, watch how you handle me, and they don't handle you right. I don't want to sound like, again, polished and an angel. Like I could tell you to stop having relations with them if you know you're not going to take them serious. I would just say be honest about your intentions. I know. It's a filthy game because women these days are acting like they're equal, like they can play the same game that we can play. And some can. So, it kind of leaves us in a place like, well, if they want to act like they guys, like as far as playing games and sleeping around or whatever other, you know that lane, you know that life, they whole phase or whatever. So the guy feels like sometimes, why should I tread light? She act like she about it, right? So if we have sex 2 or 3 times and then you didn't watch how you handle me, and now all I want to do is have sex with you, what do I owe you? If you want to act like you playing this game as well. But the conversation should still be had. I don't want to really have toxic miscommunication and like stress behaviors, because once you know the bumping heads and the going back and forth, it ain't even about like turning the other cheek and just letting shit rock. It's just like a stress level you just want to keep down when you get to a certain age in your life. So, fellas, use it. Watch how you handle me. Dope. All right. Sometimes you got to send people to the type of person they used to. I love this. Sometimes you got to send people to the type of person they used to. I love this. Let's go back to watch how you handle me. You're doing good, right, fellas? What forces that? Again, because I don't want you to feel less masculine. You have a kid or 2 or however many. You got a good career. You have to humble yourself at whatever level you see. I'm just saying, you have to. So again, if you're doing the good things for somebody and they not watching how they handle you, send they scunt along. They tell you, everybody talks to an extent of their past, right? Listen carefully. They telling you the type of people they used to or dealt with, no matter how they paint the picture. You know what? Damn. When you caught up and you dealing and it's crispy, it's new, you like it, you're sexually attracted, y'all getting it in, you loving that. I'm talking to you guys. And then they tell you these stories. You be like, oh man, that dude is bugging. That dude is bugged out. Then, when they don't watch how they handle you, you like, oh, that's the type of person they used to. Be cool. I'm exaggerating. You don't call them up, but she on her way, player. She on her way. I'm sending her right now. Yeah. Lift, super comfort. Get they skunt along. Get back to the person you used to then. Because that shit is diabolical to me. You sit here, yes, ladies, you sit here, you talk about the guys you was with, what they did wrong. You always paint them in the bad light, right? Most of the time. But that's the type of person you probably need to be with. Because you telling your sob story, sorry to call it that, you telling a story of a guy mishandling you, and I don't know if that's a tactic or you just telling a story, because if you got a good dude, and again, nobody's perfect. If you got the dude doing the good things, that story of the guys mishandling you don't matter whether you told him that, not told him that, you trying to use it as a strategy or whatever. If the type of guy you telling this to already does the good things, this didn't matter. So what was the point of bringing this story into the life, to the light? And that's the fucking same person you either going to end up back with. If not that specific person, the next person you deal with going to have those traits. You're going to act unbeknown about it. Like, word? Really? I ain't even peeped that. Yes, you did. Cut it out. So sometimes you got to send people to the type of person they used to. Factual, actual. Because the good people. And you know, just to balance it out a little, ladies, guys tell their past stories too. And yeah, they, you know, we all get attacked. I've been attacked that I got a type. I like toxic. Fellas, we all get pressed. It ain't nothing. Think what you want. I love it. Oh, you know me? You think you know? You think you know me? You think you know me now? Right now? Oh man. It's entertainment to say the least. All right? Send they skunt back. All right. Taking advice from people who haven't done it. It's almost insanity. I didn't listen to the whole interview, timestamp or not. This is from Will Smith. Do we really, whatever is going on in his life has nothing to do with this? Grab me, right? So whatever you doing, we can use me as an example. Whatever you got going on, and you have an alleged supporting cast, let's say, or some people, in your circle, you feel you can unleash your ideas to. I think that's a lot of reasons why you see stuff on the internet that says, move in silence till you lock in. Meaning, like, if you got a goal, some moves you're trying to make, I feel like you should be 90-something% of the way done with it, almost achieve it before you discuss it, because it'll go perfect with this right here. People, while you got things off the ground, like, when things are from square one, from scratch, and people get wind of it, some of them is like, don't want to see you win. Some may have good intentions. They just don't know what the hell they're talking about. And some may be on the fence. Like, they do, how some people, they love you as long as you stay at the level they at. But if you have any inkling of rising above that, they may like self-sabotage it. Try to. Like, they're sick like that. Like, they have an infatuation with the fact that y'all both medium tier. And as long as you stay there and don't try to elevate, they give their best behavior. But the minute that you got something that might leave them lower, forget about it. So, I say that to say all of this is at a disadvantage for you, because you're going to have the ones who just always been a serpent. You're going to have the ones that they mean well, actual legit shit, but they haven't done it. Then you got these psychopaths that, as long as you stay on their level. So tell me, out those three, who's going to help? Who will have good advice? Sometimes we talk just to have a conversation and, get shit off our chest. But a lot of that is waste. Because again, if you talking to somebody who, this is a podcast, right? I think so. No disrespect, and take it how you take it. Dozens of people told me, oh, you should change some things. I don't want to really put them on blast, but I'm sitting here debating. Like, I don't really want to bust the shots like that, because I can be misled by people who really mean well, just don't know what the fuck they're talking about, or the serpent, or the psychopath. So that's why I'm not going to really single specifics. But people have hit me like, you should have, I don't know about this right here. I don't know. We should change that backdrop. Brighter, make it brighter. Angle it better. Get better mics. Listen, does any of that, the way my tone was, can you tell which one of those advices mean well, come from someone with experience, or come from somebody toxic? You can't tell, right? So I do music, and that's it. I'm going to leave it after that. I do music. I always tell people the lane. If I do music and you don't, and we're listening to a particular artist that we both like, there's still a different view of how we're listening to them and receive them. Because as an artist, the artist I listen to and like, it's a different perspective for me. You just a listener. It's like you just a customer. What the fuck can you tell me, really? Your opinion is your opinion, and it goes back to the podcast thing too. Everybody's opinion is valid to them. So if there's something you like or dislike, you're entitled to that. But for me to really sit here and indulge with you, and you're not an artist, and you don't do a podcast, I don't know. I don't know. It's no disrespect. It's a fact. You can't get in your feelings about that. You can, but oh, yo, there's a way to be heard. There's a way to be respected. Like I said, when you got things to lose, there's a way to handle yourself to still be looked at as if you're a goon without having to be a goon. You know, I'm gonna throw a freestyle pet peeve in real quick. Just real quick. If I get to the last joint, about to wrap up. I'm in the gym. You know, I set the camera up to tape sometimes. That's a wrap though. Week 50. That's it. It's the last one you're gonna see. I'll spin back around week 100. Anyway, I'm positioning the camera at the machine I'm at that I just put weight on. And I had to look at the camera later. I didn't catch it right away. A dude walks by literally seconds after I did that and take a 10-pound off. I ain't peep it. I set the camera up. I went and did my rep. I did another rep from a different angle, and that's when I noticed the 10-pound wasn't there. And I said, what the? I'm bugging. I put an extra 10 here. I go back to the camera. I got the evidence. Boy literally took the 10 pounds seconds after I just put it there. He with his girl or whatever. Yo, is that something to blow up and really go at his head? In that moment, yeah, I felt like I should go upside his, not physically, but I was going to step to him, girl or not, and said, bro, like, how you going to take the, you don't see me right here? Yo, I really wanted to blacken that type of way. It took a minute. I had to sit there at the machine for a minute. You might think I'm crazy. These are the thoughts. I settled down, though. I was like, you know what? He could have really not seen me. Is that the case? Am I making an excuse for him? He could have really not seen me. But you know what I used to also settle me? I was watching him, though, for a second after I peeped. And he don't got the goon look. I'm not saying he's soft. I'm not saying he won't defend himself, especially he got his lady with him. He got to have some type of defense. But he didn't give that disrespectful bully or nothing to, like, you know what I mean? He didn't have an arrogant vibe about him, to me. So I said, maybe he didn't peep that. I'm gonna let that rock. But I was boiling for a second, though. Maybe that's the example right there to help you when you go through shit. Again, when you got stuff to lose. That wasn't worth no fight. But I did feel like saying, boy, like, I have the footage, my nigga. Like, I have the footage of you taking it off. Literally. I'm off that. Last, close out. Pussy is everywhere. It's those I got you through whatever women are hard to find. Fellas, to be honest, I'll defend them a little bit. I do believe women have, almost most of them, have a story of holding a guy down for whatever time frame, and he may have shown signs of ungratefulness. Maybe not in the sense of whatever their struggles are. I don't mean that ungrateful. For women, cheating is frowned upon for most of them, no matter what. But if they're holding you down, it's kind of like a double slap in the face. I've been there. I apologize for the fellas that did it. I apologize for my past. I get that now if I ain't get it then. Right? So that's the only defense. I mean, that's the only one I'm going to give them. I gave y'all that, ladies. But if men are gonna just do the good things because it's in them, because they got stuff to lose, you women, you gotta do the same. So if you want a good man, if your goal is a good man, if this is something you really want, to whatever level, just a man, a husband, a soul, whatever, you gotta have the I got you through whatever mentality. Because not at the start, he may have a stumble, but throughout dealing with him, he might. And if he, you know, use your better judgment. If he really seems to be pretty much solid, what are you saying? Like, we in that type of world though, where where mofos is rolling dice every day. Yeah, I ain't crap out yet, and I won such and such numbers in a row. I'm good with this. I can survive with these numbers, but I'm gonna still roll again though, because it might just get a little better. That's men and women. We always want more, and sickly. It's not wrong in a sense to be ambitious, but where do you cut it off at? Some things is this is the best. I mean, this is like enough for you, because that's the individuality of people being different. Some people happy with 100 grand a year. They could do more, but they happy with that 100 grand a year. Yeah, fellas, come on. We all like to look at dimes, baddies, shape, whatever we like, whatever flavor, whatever taste, right? We all love to look at it like, damn, bite their tongue on it. If I was in my nasty days when I ain't give a fuck, I would be over all of these. All that talk, reckless talk that we get to, right? But in reality, you be like, listen. That come with a price. And I don't just mean money, a mental price. So it's like, doesn't look like I'm gonna get near long, right? So I'm gonna get my real balance as close to it as possible, and just potentially looks like near long. I'm being funny. Relax. You get what I mean symbolically, though. So I don't know, but ladies, let's stay solid. If we want to find somebody, let's do this together. Men that do the good things because they had a family that humbled them, whether they with that family or not. They got a good career, so they're trying to stay on the right path, because you didn't build these things and get these things to while out. If you knew you was going to always be a loose cannon, you should have tried to avoid that. Easier said than done. So now having the child, I feel, is more important than having the career. So just because you had a child, but you don't get a good career, don't mean you can still while out. You still have that child. But if you have neither, do what you want. But women, lock in the same way. I know you're going to hit me with those stories. You know how many of these dudes I held down? They have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. They wasn't shit. But everybody going to stumble on hard times. It's going to get tight always at some point. I know if you held it down like that from the gate, maybe you don't want to do that no more. But just because you get with a dude that got some shit together and he look, all right, good, I can relax. I don't got to hold him down immediately. You going to have to hold him down. Like, what do you think? Like, what kind of life you think this is? Unless go get you a superstar. Go jump in them DMs of them millionaires and go that route and see what that gets you. You might be like, I'm good with that. Women are adjustment queens. Like, I feel women can play the role as long as they satisfy certain shit that they little list. I got this. And they can play the role for a long time. Feel like fellas can't do that. Like, we don't light a candle to it. Because you know what? If we're playing a game or just playing a role, we're going to do something to fuck it up. That's why guys creep. That's why guys bust other moves, because they're not really where they're fully satisfied enough, but they want to still vouch for it. Like, this ain't bad, but the maturity hasn't hit them yet to say, if this is good, work here and maybe it'll get better. Easier said than done. Again, I'm not listening. I'm human. We all got to figure this shit out, right? But that's the vibe with that. So till the next time, my 3 P's: stay positive, stay pushing, and stay progressive. Peace.